Once you know him, you see him everywhere. He's in the airport and in the park. He's by the hotel entrance and inside the theater. I even caught a glimpse of him on the side of an armored bank truck in Managua. Now this poet, diplomat, and hero of Nicaragua lay at my feet, very much alive at 101 years dead. Almost any Spanish speaker will know the name Rubén Darío. He wasn't just a writer. He was the father of Spanish modernism, the one who gave them their language back. For that they are grateful. Madrid has a Rubén Darío metro station. You'll find Calle Rubén Darío in Mexico City, Panama City, San Salvador, and Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Rubén Darío Middle School sits next to Rubén Darío Park in Miami. But Darío was born in, raised in, and died in Nicaragua, and to them he's 100% theirs. He's everything to us, said a night clerk in Granada. He's the identity of our culture, said the musician in Managua. Want to hear a joke about Darío? Asked the waitress. It's naughty. I'd come to Nicaragua last January not to surf or hike or do yoga on the beach, but to explore the profound love that Nicaraguans hold for a poet on what would have been his 150th birthday. Politicians would give speeches. There'd be parades and symposiums and recitals. For the moment I was in Leon, the intellectual hub of Nicaragua, where Darío's ghost looms largest. It was not yet 9 a.m. when I set out to find his tomb in the Cathedral of the Assumption of Mary on a large, main square. Even at this hour shade was precious, and the sun punished the pavement so cruelly it seemed to exhale a hopeless vapor under my feet. I slipped through the cathedral doors into the cool and merciful air. Darío's tomb lay near the altar under a life-size sculpture of a lion with a face frozen in anguish. The seal of Nicaragua with its volcanoes and 2 oceans set nearby. Ministers had come to lay wreaths. I sat in a pew, alone, watching how no one seemed to come inside for the saints. This is how his story ends, and yet something timeless still lives. To understand who people are, you can flip back through their pages to see where they were. My Darío journey began in earnest a few years ago when I got in contact with a German immigrant who moved to Nicaragua in the 1990s. Emanuel Zerger looks something like a 19th-century writer himself, with graying hair and lugubrious eyes. There he had met his wife-to-be, Nubia, when she was a widow with 5 children running a small hotel on the Solentiname Islands in Lake Nicaragua. Emanuel started helping her out and things went from there. Back then, as Emanuel tells it, the islands were losing their culture and wildlife as the modern world pressed in. Fishermen were letting their boats fall apart. Handicraft traditions were all but gone. Children shot and killed exotic birds with slingshots just for something to do, he said. In 1999 Emanuel started a company called Solentiname Tours that tried to create a market for what the Icelanders already had: great landscapes, colorful traditions, awesome birds. The company slowly grew beyond the archipelago. Eventually he was retracing the steps of his adopted country's writers.